Chairperson Dr. Sandhya, dear co-speakers, dear brothers and sisters. I am coming from Kerala representing Sri Shankaracharya University of Sanskrit Karadi, the birthplace of Adi Shankara. And my best friend Dr. Khadar Mangad, actually his name is Abdul Khadar, Dr. Abdul Khadar, representing the Kannur University as Vice Chancellor, is also with me. Hearty welcome to Kerala to visit the gods of country. I am directed to present a paper relating to the role of assessment, accreditation, evaluation and quality standards in higher education. The organizers are expected a particular paper relating to this topic. At the outset, let me express my profound gratitude and deep appreciation to be invited to this auspicious event. It is my pleasure to join with such great educationalists who are committed towards reforming higher education. Higher education is the backbone of any society. It is the quality of higher education that decides the quality of human resources in a country. However, quality evaluation and assessment of higher education are fairly new features of education till 1990. It was believed that quality was implicit in university education, but gradually the concept of external evaluation came to be accepted. Today, it is widely recognized that the development of effective mechanism for quality assurance is critical to successful higher education. Quality is often described as the totality of features and characteristics of a service that bear on its ability to satisfy its stated objectives. Quality in higher education, according to Article 11 of the World Declaration on Higher Education published by the United Nations, is a multi-dimensional concept which should embrace all its functions and activities, teaching and academic programs, research and scholarship, staffing, students, buildings, faculties, equipment, service, the community and the academic environment. It should take the form of internal self-evaluation and external review conducted openly by independent specialists. Quality assessment of higher education can bring in several explicit and implicit benefits. It is argued that without some form of monitoring and accountability, we cannot reward and recognize the excellent. The threats and rewards inherent in quality assessment provide motivation for all, individually and collectively, to do better. Quality assessment can both identify and disseminate good practices by seeing what is working elsewhere. Academicians, in their peer review role, can understand and practice new ideas. Quality assessment can lead to improved relationship and more and better collaboration between academic staff. By distributing the status quo, quality assessment can lead to change and innovation. But the difficulty becomes how to maintain innovation when assessment becomes a routine. The external quality assessment can be utilized as a management tool to drive through changes that would not otherwise have been possible. Besides, quality measurement of higher education is rationalized for various political, economic, and societal reasons. Political reasons include the need of government to ascertain that funds allocated to higher education are being used effectively for programs and services. Economic reasons justify assessment to ensure that colleges and universities produce graduates who constitute a well-trained, competent workforce. Societal reasons refer to the broader public interest in the quality of higher education. Society needs to understand what higher education is offering and how it is meeting the needs of the public. External quality assurance in India. Quality assurance in higher education worldwide is founded on assessment, evaluation, and accreditation of higher learning centers. The oldest system of accreditation is that of the USA, which emerged between 1885 to 1895. In developing countries, such a system emerged only in 1990s. India adopted the assessment and accreditation system in 1994 with the establishment of the National Assessment and Accreditation Council, NAC, in brief, in 1994. The major driving forces for accreditation in India were basically the expansion of the system and the growing diversification of institutions within the context of diminishing public resources for higher education. There arose the private-public participation. Today, there are 4 academic bodies that evaluate institutional programs quality through the accreditation process in India. The National Assessment and Accreditation Council, NAC, established by the UGC in 1994, which accredits institutions of higher education, and the next one, the National Board of Accreditation, NBA, established by AICTE in 1994, which accredits programs in engineering and related areas. The Accreditation Board, AB, established by the Indian Council for Agricultural Research in 1996 for accrediting agricultural institutions. And the last, the Distance Education Council, DEC, established in 1985 by which is mandated to accredit distance education units. Outcomes of the accreditation process in India. The process of assessment and accreditation carried out by these agencies has created a tremendous momentum among the academia on issues pertaining to quality. The impact analysis revealed that the assessment and accreditation process made a significant change in all aspects of institutional functioning, pedagogical, managerial, and administrative. The institutions have become more open and sensitive to the needs of the shareholders or the stakeholders. The need to keep abreast the changing trends was felt by one and all, and institutions now found it easier to introduce innovations as everyone realized the importance of copying the needs of the present world. The reaccreditation cycle has helped to strengthen the initiatives created by the first accreditation cycle. 2 minutes. Major challenges to higher education and external quality assessment. The new higher education environment is challenging the very foundations of traditional accreditation and raising questions about whether accreditation must undergo a more fundamental transformation. There are at least 4 major developments that are challenging the existing accreditation system. Global competitiveness and quality is the first one. Concerns over the ability to compete globally and maintain the quality of our higher education system are increasing. A strong higher education system is critical to future economic competitiveness and provides the major corridor to economic success for students and workers. In this environment, the focus on meeting minimum quality standards is no longer sufficient. It is necessary to put out higher education on the journey to perform excellence in a higher competitive world. The next 2 points I am not ready to discuss because time is very precious. There is a red card to me to stop the proceedings. So the next point is changing structure of higher education. Having certain important points are there and shift towards assessing performance of excellence and increased demand for accountability is also to be considered. Specific issues in India are to be addressed, and methodological issues are very important to consider in the relevant time, and assessment of foreign education providers is to be considered because of the globalized economic system and education system, because in our fingertip everything is ready, everything is available. So whether we are able to stand in our own shoes by keeping the so-called system without fluctuation. Of course, fluctuation is needed, flexibility is needed by considering the environment, the economic environment, the global environment, the educational scenario. We should open our eyes towards global changes, and we should adapt technology to our side and to change the system to develop the education system of India to uplift the grade to a higher level. and adoption of global competitive assessment, etc. is to be considered. I am not discussing one point to the scientists or otherwise those who are sitting in front of the, especially the software technology developers. Sanskrit is the number one language that is ready to accept by a system, I think so. Sanskrit, whether there is any opportunity to explore the Sanskrit, because I am representing the Sanskrit University of Kharadi, then whether there is any possibility, if there is any possibility, I am ready to provide hundreds and hundreds of research scholars, then PhD holders and postgraduate students for your help, and it will increase an environment for getting some job opportunity to my students. There are 23 departments in Sri Shankaracharya University of Sanskrit Kharadi. Then 23 research departments. Actually, postgraduate courses are going on. MPhil PhD is going on. Integrated PhD is going on. And certain important areas are also there. Then especially dance, music, etc. Then PhD programs are there. Mural painting, maybe the number one in South Asia. Mural painting department is there. So it is a unique institution. Most welcome to Kerala. And as a good friend, I wish to welcome you to Sri Shankaracharya University of Sanskrit Kharadi for further discussion and for exchange for programs, etc. etc. Nice meeting. Thank you. Thank you very much.